Welcome back with a smiling face. Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. Secrets of the Fallen Heart. Episode 2. Chapter 10. I stare at that text a few seconds, a bit distraught. How did they even get my number? We only stayed a few hours and paid in cash. I reread it, but it's short, just mentioning an invite-only fancy event on the upper floor. I can't ignore the idea that this might come from Nathaniel, but there wasn't any chance for him to get my number. From what I recall, I just gave him my first name. Should I share this text with Daniel? But he's probably freak out and tells me not to go. Though I know I do want to go. I don't care about the party. Let's just ignore it for now. I put my phone aside and try to focus on my paper for a couple more hours. When it's finally 1 p.m., I leave the library and get into Danny's car he left on the university parking lot. Just when I'm about to turn it on, Daniel sends me a couple of texts to complain about his morning at the lab and his experiments not going well, and I give him a quick encouragement, with lots of hearts and emojis he likes. I don't mention the text I received earlier about the nightclub. I love my best friend, but sometimes, he is a bit too much. I start the car and drive all the way to the hospital. When I enter, the nurse at the front desk recognizes me. "Hello, sweetheart. How are you today?" "I'm fine, thanks, Annie. How are you?" "The usual." "Say hi to your dad for me, will you?" "I will, Annie, thanks." I hop onto the elevator, reaching the 5th floor a few seconds later. I've walked those corridors so often I could get to my father's room with my eyes closed. He is sharing with 2 other people, so I always go in as quietly as possible, and walk to his bed, the one closest to the window. No one is here today, but I still take small steps for some reason. The flowers I brought earlier in the week look fine. I may have a couple more days before buying a new batch. I take a seat next to my dad's bed and put my bag down. My dad looks the same, except that the nurses apparently shaved him earlier. I grab his large, warm hand and take it to my cheek, something he loved to do. "Hi, Dad." He stays eyes closed and silent, as usual. His heart monitor is still giving off that slow, rhythmic beeping. "How are you today? Are you missing Mom?" "I miss her a lot, you know." "Do you dream of her, Daddy?" "The doctor told me patients in the coma can dream." "I wonder what my dad would dream about." "He probably misses Mom. And her cooking, he loved her cooking a lot. His bike and his old garage, too. He taught me how to ride when I was 14, and always said he would buy me my first bike when I turned 20. Sadly he didn't get the chance yet. I just hope he doesn't dream about their accident. I'd instead think he's just having a long, peaceful sleep. I finished my last paper today. Economics. You always said I was too smart for you whenever you saw me doing my algebra when I was a kid, remember? Now only 1 year to go with my studies, Dad. My parents didn't get to go to university, and my dad didn't even finish high school, yet they insisted I do if I could. I always wanted to please them and got good grades, but they didn't really care about my classes. They were proud whenever I was studying and consoled me if I was tired or sad about my rank. I always tell my dad about my studies, hoping he's listening and proud of me. When the school topic is over, I tell him about how the pack is doing, about this morning's training, about Daniel and his experiments that make him crazy. I come to last night, but I don't tell my dad anything about Nathaniel. I just mention we had fun, and that's it. I don't usually say anything that might anger or sadden him. Only happy things. My dad is my only family left, and I'm so scared of losing him. I pray every day he would wake up. You all right, sweetie? Deborah, another nurse, just walked in. I smile at her. I used to cry every time I came to see my dad, but I'm a lot better now. I'm fine, Debbie, thanks. You're such a good daughter, coming every day. Those two gentlemen's families don't even come once a week to see them. Your daddy is a lucky man, sweetie. I smile. This is one of the nicest things I've ever heard. All the nurses here are so lovely. Deborah checks everyone's vitals in the room before leaving. Once she's gone, I take out my headphones, give my dad one of the earpieces and put on his favorite song, I'm a Believer by the Monkees. I take the other one to listen to it with him. I love that old song. I smile whenever I hear it. Whenever he put it on the old stereo in our house, my dad and I would dance around and sing it loudly, making my mom laugh. He loved rock bands mostly but made me listen to anything. My mom liked Latino songs more, it reminded her of her roots. Our house was the kind that had music on from sunrise to dusk. I miss the old days. I close my eyes and let my playlist pick new tunes from the list I made for him. I doze off while listening to music, and when I wake up, it's about 5. Crap, it's that late already. Daniel sent me 2 texts, looks like he will have to stay at the lab for the night. I feel sorry for him, those experiments are really giving him a hard time lately. I don't really get his biology stuff, but he's so into it his research, it's not unusual for him to pull all-nighter from time to time. I say goodbye to Dad, taking my time before leaving. I hate leaving him in that hospital room day after day, but I've gotten used to it. When I'm at the car, I'm about to drive when someone suddenly mind links me. Hey, Elena? Chris? Something wrong? Yeah. My dad is looking for you, and he's not too happy. Crap. Where is he? At the main house. Apparently, he heard about you going out last night. I didn't understand everything, but he looks furious, Elena. It's okay, I'll be there in a few minutes. Okay. How did he learn about our escapade on the Velvet Moon territory? Did the young ones we caught yesterday talk? Probably one of them blabbed about it. I growl nervously while driving, and my wolf is annoyed too. As more time pass, I have a hard time controlling her and her alpha instincts against my uncle Xavier. Werewolves are complicated creatures, and our relationships and society are even more complicated. Especially between alphas. I pull over in front of what we call the main house, my uncle's house, which is also the principal place of gathering for our pack. It's a large, old-style but richly decorated house. Iris is waiting for me outside, and she runs to me as soon as I get out of my car. I'm so sorry, Elena, I think he overheard me talking about the nightclub with Prue on the phone. I tried to calm him down but, it's okay, Iris, it's not your fault. Though I do feel a bit bitter that she accidentally led my uncle to know, I can't really blame her for her dad's temper. I walk past her to enter the house, where a couple of guys I know are standing guard. They both salute me, but their faces show they know what I'm here for, and feel sorry about it. My uncle is in the kitchen, and his expression changes as soon as I enter the room. Where have you been? At the hospital with my dad. My response surprises him, and for a few seconds, he doesn't know what to say. I don't think my uncle has visited his brother more than a couple of times since the accident, and he knows I go often. He apparently decides to ignore my answer simply. Where were you last night? He is growling furiously, and my wolf is ready to growl too. I hold her back, trying to have her act docile, but it's against her nature, and I struggle. I lower my eyes even if I don't have any obligation to and decide to go for the truth. I went outside our border, to the party. What were you thinking? Going past our borders? And to the Velvet Territory at that? Who do you think you are, Elena? Sorry, uncle. I told you not to call me that. This time, I glare at him. He doesn't let me call him uncle, doesn't visit my dad in the hospital, how am I supposed to consider him family? He growls even louder, but as usual, that has no effect on me. For a reason I can't understand, my uncle's alpha aura is totally harmless to my wolf. Unfortunately, that only angers him more. You're supposed to be one of our warriors. How do you dare defy my orders to sneak out like some rogue? And to go, drink. It wasn't to drink, it was for, don't talk back to me. I don't want you acting and showing off around. Excuse me. This time, my wolf is growling and won't take this insult. How dare he calls me that? But he doesn't back off. You heard me. Do you feel so great about yourself that you have to show off to everyone in this city? Learn your place. You are not some princess, you are a fighter and belong to this pack. I growl even louder, furiously. I don't belong to anyone. And I do whatever I want, in this territory or another. I'm fed up with my uncle restricting me any chance he gets. What is so wrong about me? I just do what anyone else does. I'm 21, for Moon Goddess' sake? What do you expect, for me to do nothing but train others and sit around? I'm a wolf. I can't stay still and obedient like a dog. You will learn. You are supposed to set an example. Why do you think the kids went out last night? They all want to do like you. What? So the young's outing last night is my fault now? What? I only learned about this party 10 minutes before going. Why is he pushing all the crap on me? Enough. I've had enough of you binding me and restricting me any chance you get. I can't hunt, I can't fight, I can't get out. I'm fed up with this. Stop ordering me around, I'm your niece, not your guard dog. You're not my niece. My brother only adopted you, that doesn't make you my family. I stay stunned, shocked by his words. How dare he? He would have never said such a thing in front of my dad. Across the room, the other guys are looking at him with disgusted looks too. I growl again. Xavier. I turn around and storm out before he can say a word. I walk past Iris while exiting the room, and she looks surprised too. She calls my name, but I ignore her and jump in the car. I'm going home. I drive fast, exceeding the speed limit a few times. I'm so mad and disgusted about what happened, I can't stop. I take the car back to our residence and run the stairs all the way up to our apartment. My phone rings a couple of times, but I ignore it and go straight to the bathroom. I undress promptly and take a cold shower. Moon Goddess. I hate my uncle and his stupid inferiority complex. He could never swallow that my dad, his little brother, was stronger than him, and now, he hates that I'm even stronger. Alpha pride. I let the water clear my thoughts, but I know what I need. To do something stupid, something forbidden. I wash my hair, myself, and walk to my room, grabbing my denim skirt and a black lace crop top, the one Daniel finds me with black lingerie, it is perfect. I grab some cash from my wallet, my phone, and my ID, and go out again, putting my heels on. I take a deep breath and start the car again. Taking a look at the car's clock, it's almost 8 p.m. now. I take the highway, heading for the rain. Chapter 11. I keep driving, trying to remember the nightclub's location. I have the address from the text I received this morning, but I don't need it. I have a good memory, and I can find my way back from what I saw yesterday while Nate was taking me there. That nightclub. I know why I'm going there. I mean, I could have gone to any club on our territory, even another territory, but I chose to go to this one. Half of the reason was to piss off my uncle and go against his stupid order. The other half. I sigh, and my anger slowly turns into some excitation. I know exactly what, or who I'm coming for. His little number from yesterday hasn't left my mind. I'm curious. I don't really care, but this attraction I felt towards Nathaniel Black was no joke. I want to see if this is real. Just for once, follow my instinct and let go. I haven't forgotten that spark of his fingers reaching my skin when we moved our bodies real close, the feeling of his hands on me. I feel myself getting hotter just thinking about it. A few more minutes, and I park in front of the nightclub. It's Saturday, but the place doesn't look very crowded. There's only a small queue, not even a dozen people. It is quite early after all. I take a deep breath, and for a few seconds, observe the place. What stupid thing am I about to do? No matter how stupid it is, I'm not about to stop. I need this. Just like yesterday, I managed to get in quite easily. The bouncer just takes a look at my ID, but there is no reason for him to refuse a girl alone. Once I'm inside, I actually hesitate. There aren't many people on the dance floor yet, but my interest is more on the upper floor, the VIP area. Last night, Nate got us in without an issue, but tonight, I don't know if they would let me go upstairs. I decide to get to the bar, order a honey-flavored whiskey, and observe it for a while. Once again, there are very few people. But I don't see Nate. How stupid. Why did I assume he would come 2 days in a row? I take a sip, and observe the dancers. The music is a more savage. I stay sitting at the bar, observing them absent-mindedly. The barmaid who was wiping glasses comes to me with a smile, as she doesn't look too busy either. Waiting for someone. Maybe, I sigh. A pretty woman like you won't stay alone too long, I give her a smile as thanks, but my heart's not really there. I give another glance upstairs. He's in the Clouds area. Clouds area. That's the name of the upper floor. Do you have an invite to get there? I went just yesterday, but I was with someone. But it's fine, I'll just wait here and see if he comes or not. He's got a name, Honey. I hesitate for a second. The name Black is somewhat of a taboo in Silver City. The name of the brothers, name of a scary king and a reign of fear. Most people fear that name, and with good reasons. The Black brothers aren't known for being nice, either. Yet, here I am, waiting to meet the second of them. What kind of an IT I am? Seeing that I'm hesitating in my answer, the barmaid goes first. I suppose that's not a name you can call out loud, then. Just go upstairs, he'll be there soon. I frown. How did she understand who I meant? And why would she let me go to the Clouds area without any sort of pass, or even a good reason? She shrugs while I'm still confused, and gives me another glass to replace my empty one. I have a good memory. I saw you with the boss yesterday, honey. If you're there to meet him again, you might as well just go upstairs. And my name is Kylie. Just tell Gary I let you go. Okay. Thanks, Kylie. Have fun, honey. I nod and grab my glass to head towards the stairs. The gorilla-looking guy guarding the entrance frowns, but I explained to him Kylie said okay. He looks hesitant, but just one look at the bar seems to be enough. Once Kylie gives him a nod, he steps aside and I can finally climb those stairs. Yesterday, Nathaniel took me through the whole floor in a flash, and I barely have any time to look. But now that I'm on my own, I have plenty of time to observe my surroundings. Purple shades of velvet, leather sofas, fancy glasses. You can tell it's another kind of customer wandering there. All of a sudden, my denim skirt seems a bit out of place. Thank God I applied makeup. I quickly put my hair in a bun, hoping that would be enough not to get me stares. Since I already have my drink, I pick an empty spot to sit down, my eyes on the dance floor below. Everyone here is in a flirty mood, mostly women in brand clothes playing hard to get, and guys showing off their wealth. That's definitely not my world. I don't belong here. I just sip my whiskey, reflecting on what I'm doing there. Something stupid, as I mentioned, and most likely a very bad idea. I take a glance at Kylie, busy pouring drinks downstairs. She said he would come, right? I want to check what time it is, but I don't have my smartphone. I probably left it in the car, since I came in a hurry. I vaguely remember grabbing it when I came down from our flat. I sigh. Never mind, I can always mind link Danny if needed, and I don't really feel like talking to anyone else right now. Are you alone, miss? I turn my head but face deception. Some tall guy with a smile worth any toothpaste ad is shining at me with confidence. Before I can even answer, he sits on the empty space next to me. I slide a bit away. Why do they have to be so blunt? The guy takes a look at my drink, obviously looking for any way to engage the conversation. Whiskey. I like a woman with some character. So what? We have to drink a manly drink to actually have some character. What would he have said if I had been drinking a mojito? Is it a drink? I ignore him, showing my annoyance, but the guy doesn't get the message. Which pack are you from? You have to be someone, in this area, to come up here. I'm an attorney, Joey, by the way. Great. Now instead of just I'm not interested, I can say, I'm not interested, Joey, I answer. Oh, don't worry, I'm fine with just talking. What happened to gentlemen, hey? I know, you must think I'm one of those who just come to fish out pretty girls. But actually, I think you're one of those men who don't get what not interested means. I don't need someone to keep me company, nor a gentleman wannabe. You can move on, I answer with a growl this time. Hey, you don't need to be rude. I was just trying to be friendly, yet you won't even give me your name. You think you're some princess, just answering me like that? I come with honest thoughts and I'm growling again, seriously annoyed now, but before he can finish his sentence, someone suddenly grabs his neck and puts his face against the balcony guardrail. Joey, totally confused, struggles to break free, but the man holding him doesn't flinch. How about you? Be friendly outside my club before I get mad, says an ice-cold voice. WH. What? Pearls of sweat run down his temples. Everyone around us interrupted their conversations to look at the scene. I'm holding my breath. Nathaniel pushes the guy next to the stairs with a growl, where the gorilla guard grabs the poor Joey to take him outside. It's over within half a minute, and like a silent order was given, everyone resumes to their conversations. Nathaniel runs his fingers through his hair, regaining his composure like nothing happened. I notice a black wolf by his side, but he just turns around and leaves us. So you really came back, he says. He's still standing, tall and handsome right in front of me. I gasp for some air. He's even more handsome. He's wearing a grey silk shirt and black pants. His hair is half wet like he just got out of the shower. A drop slides from his ear to his chest. I needed a drink, I answer. What a poor response, Elena. I could have done better, but his sudden appearance surprised me a bit too much. I take a new sip of whiskey to give me some more confidence, the sweet taste adding so red to my cheeks and warmth to my body. Nathaniel has a glass too, some translucent liquid. He finally takes a seat next to me, dangerously close, but I don't back off this time. I'm feeling bold, strong, and defiant. My skin is getting hotter, as his is a few inches away. His face is so close, I can see every detail of his traits. Good place to get a drink. I was hoping I'd see you again. His honesty surprises me, but I don't think twice before giving out my response. Me too. He smiles, and a chill runs down my spine. Gosh, his **Zenus puts me on a edge, my stomach's about to burst out. Something urgent is chiming in my head, something I need now. Suddenly, his fingers reach for my drink, and he takes it away without a word. I'm about to protest, but before I do, his lips are on mine. It's a delicious surprise, I answer his kiss without thinking. Like yesterday, his movements are so precise and measured, I lose myself in his expert moves. I kiss him back, and moon goddess, it feels wrong and so good. I'm aware people might be watching us, that we are in a crowded nightclub, and I don't give a. I just want his lips on mine, the touch of his tongue and the fire of his hands caressing my skin. His fingers run on my thighs, my neck, and through my hair. It feels like fire and desire taking over me. I forget and give up on anything else. I want more, I want to feel that good forever. It's innocent. We're adults, both human and animal, losing ourselves in something half forbidden. I gasp for some air, and his lips reach out for my neck. Without realizing, I put a hand on his arm, flirting with his skin too. When we slowly stop, I'm feeling just great. Shame and hesitation are way behind as he smiles at me. I take it that you haven't changed your mind, he whispers. I haven't. I reach out for my glass and finish my whiskey in one go under his amused eyes. It would take a lot more to get me drunk, but this sweet taste definitely helps in making me feel lighter. He finishes his too, and we get up at the same time. He doesn't take my hand or touches me, just leading the way as we get down the stairs. One night, he said. One night I really need, one night when I can be someone else, someone's one-time lover. Like yesterday, we leave the nightclub in a flash, no one holding us back. He takes my hand when we get outside, and takes me to his car. We sit inside, and just before he turns the engine on, he sighs and turns to me with a frown. No turning away. I can't help but laugh. This question is so sudden and random. No, not this time, I answer with an amused smile. Good, he says with a smile too. He starts the car, heading further into the Velvet Moon territory. Chapter 12. It's a silent ride, but I don't feel any uneasiness in it. Actually, I'm mesmerized by the scenery as we take the highway. All of Silver City, a glowing nightlife, yellow lights on dark buildings, like some golden glitter on a black curtain. It's the kind of scene you see on a poster, a view you can never get tired of. Nathaniel lit up a cigarette and is enjoying it. I've never been in a convertible car, but this is awesome. Feeling the night air on my skin as he speeds up, and the night summer wind. A night ride with a stranger. Calling for trouble, probably, but moon goddess, I don't care. I need one night to be someone else, leave my life behind me for a while. No worries about my duties, my uncle, my life. Taking a big leap into the unknown without looking back. He finally parks in front of some really chic hotel I've never seen before. A really tall building with a fancy entrance and VIP service. Is this really okay? This is way too classy for my means. He notices my expression. What is it? A hotel? I ask, a bit unsure. But he just shrugs. I own it. He owns a hotel. Am I supposed to act as if this is common? He owns a freaking hotel. Well, I knew the Black brothers were rich. Probably some of the richest people in Silver City, as far as I know. Oh, whatever. It's just for one night anyway, I can play fancy as well after all. I follow him, and he walks across the lobby without stopping, just nodding at the receptionist. He's really walking fast like he's in a hurry, and I silently hate my heels at that moment, struggling to catch up to him. He steps in an empty elevator, pushes the highest floor button, and I join him before the door closes. The second the elevator starts moving, he suddenly turns to me and grabs my waist to get me close to him. I'm pushed against the wall and we stare at each other for a couple of seconds before he starts kissing me again. It's more passionate, more forceful this time. We are both hungry for each other, and our lips get more impatient. I caress his neck and the base of his blonde hair. I feel his hands on my thighs, my back, caressing my skin and moving along our kiss. What is it about him that makes me forget everything else? I pursue this kiss even more, playing with his tongue. The sound of his breathing makes me forget about gravity. This elevator is getting higher, reaching for the sky, and moon goddess, I hope it just won't ever stop. My eyes closed, I feel the heat of another language, something silent we exchange with our fingers. He interrupts our kiss to look at me, and I feel like my heart's about to burst out of my chest, just looking at his hypnotic blue eyes. He doesn't say a thing and we are just panting, staring at each other with desire written on our lips. I'm alone with an angel and his demonic kisses. I don't want to look at the floors defiling on the screen, I just want to stay trapped in here, and exchange any second for an hour. He smiles as if he could read my mind and suddenly goes for my neck, kissing and biting it gently. Oh, moon goddess! His hand suddenly ventures under my skirt, and I shiver with desire. He keeps this torture going, and for a second, I wonder if we can make love right here instead. A bell suddenly rings, announcing our arrival at the 53rd floor? It's a skyscraper after all, and Mr. Millionaire went for the top floor. I try to catch my breath but Nate grabs my hand and pulls me behind him across a corridor. We walk by a couple of doors before he stops in front of one. Taking a black card from his pocket, he opens it in a movement before taking me inside. Moon goddess, that one really impressive suite. A cold marble floor, red cedar wood on the walls and gold decorative patterns. And that incredible view over the city. I wish I had the time to see it, but for now, all I can focus on is Nathaniel. As soon as we crossed the doorstep, his hand reached for mine, and before the door is even shut, his lips are on mine again. It's like a sweet drug, something I crave uncontrollably. The taste of him, the manly smell on his skin. I kiss him back fiercely, abandoning myself to desire. I want more, I want this man right now. I'm against the wall again, and our bodies are intertwined with each other, his leg between mine as I feel his desire growing under his pants. Nathaniel kisses me again, a deep, savage kiss. A fire is raging inside me, burning my skin and my senses. I'm so hot. My hand caresses his torso, appreciating the open shirt. Those perfect abs I can feel under my fingers are impressive. And make me curious for more. I try to unbutton him despite our wild kiss going on, and I'm so clumsy it takes forever until I get to the last one. He smiles against my lips, and the next second, the shirt is on the floor, and his bare torso exposed to my eyes. Holy moon goddess, even Apollo should be jealous of this man. How do you get a perfect body like his? Or is it just my personal heaven? I gasp, and this man takes off his shoes in a few seconds. I'm still lurking over his perfect muscles when he faces me again, and that makes him smile. Enjoying the view? He asks with an annoying smirk. I try to ignore him, but I can't, his fingers are already reaching for my top. Taking it off over my head, he throws it across the room too. He doesn't wait, though, and his hands get a hold of me again, his lips going for my neck. I'm just as hasty, reaching for his back, caressing his arms as we hold on to each other. All of a sudden, his fingers decide to explore my body some more, and they caress me under my skirt. Oh, moon goddess! Is he skilled or am I overexcited, or both? I tremble under those sensations, but he doesn't stop and starts kissing my chest instead. If I wasn't against the wall, I might have lost my balance already. His fingers keep moving and my voice suddenly comes out in an embarrassing moan that surprises both of us. I cover my mouth. How did I make such a sound? But after a second of surprise, Nathaniel has this devilish smile on. I love your voice. Let me hear it some more. And with that, he resumes his movements against my underwear, his kisses going up and down on my neck and chest. He knows what he's doing, and those fingers are driving me crazy. I grab his wrist, but that doesn't stop him. This torture goes on, and only stops when he decides so. My legs feel so numb. Why is he the one with the upper hand? As payback, I kiss him even more fiercely and push him all the way to the large bed. I can feel his smile under my lips, but I don't care. I get on top of him and bite his shoulder, annoyed. It's childish, but his groan is satisfying enough. I have a little victory over him. It's my turn to smile. It hurts, he whispers. And I don't care, I answer just as softly. We stay like this for a few seconds, him under me, staring at each other. I can't tell what he is thinking. His eyes are fixated on me, a bit confused, like he's re-evaluating, looking at me differently. The atmosphere between the two of us seems to change imperceptibly. I lean in to kiss him again, and he replies to my lips. This time, it's different. Our exchange feels much more tender, gentle. His hand caresses my shoulder, and he guides me for a change of position. We don't stop kissing, but our hands are also busy with taking our clothes off. It takes a while, but it doesn't matter. We take our time kissing each other, exploring each other's body, playing with our senses. My skin is so hot despite the air conditioning of the room, we are sharing our warmth again and again. Nate's kisses are addictive. Sometimes gentle, sometimes fierier, they are unpredictable and I love it. He keeps me on edge every time. I want him, but he still finds ways to make me want him even more. It doesn't feel like a cold, heartless one-night stand, but like a passionate night between two lovers. We kiss, we enjoy ourselves, we even smile between our kisses and caresses. But we both know what our bodies are yearning for. After who knows how long, when I can't take it anymore, we finally join our body together. Moon Goddess, I can't even describe how perfect that feels. We take a few seconds, and another kiss, to enjoy that sensation of completing each other. He starts moving, slowly first, and I join him. Our bodies dance at a perfect, gentle rhythm. He's on top of me, staring at me, watching my every reaction. His intense blue gaze is making me even crazier. He grabs my wrists and pins them against the mattress, and I don't control anything. None of us averts eye from the other. The movements of his waist are intense and driven by desire. I can't hold my voice and the sounds of my pleasure echo in the room. He matches his speed to my reactions, and he's good at it. Everything increases, pleasure, sounds, groans, speed, until I don't control myself anymore. I let myself drown in intense pleasure, not holding anything, and I can hear him join me a second later. It's a whirlwind of sensations I was not prepared for. For some long seconds, my body is experiencing heaven and hell, trembling and searing. When I come back to my senses, I'm still panting, and Nathaniel is in the same state as me. Oh, Moon Goddess, that was intense. I feel like my whole body was just struck by lightning. I close my eyes, in a moment of dizziness. To my surprise, his lips come looking for mine again, in another tender kiss, and his hand caresses my neck. I don't resist it. Gosh, why does this one night dream has to be so perfect and heavenly? Chapter 13. That was nothing like I imagined. I thought this would be short, only physical, even cold maybe. But this was completely different from what I thought. Under the shower, I let the water wash away all my confusion, just enjoying those sensations. Even the cold flow can't appease my burning skin, I still feel all hot and trembling inside. I push my hair over my shoulder, and try to look for some shampoo when I realize I'm not alone. Nathaniel is standing against the wall at the entrance, obviously enjoying the view with his little smile. Maybe I should warn you, M. Black, you have perverts in this hotel, he scoffs and walks up to me, putting a hand around my waist. He smells like tobacco, he was still smoking on the balcony a few seconds ago. Really? We might need tighter security then. And with those words, he gets closer to me, cornering me with this annoying smirk of his. We are now both under the shower head, the cold water flow drenching both of us. He doesn't even flinch, his eyes focused on me with this glimmer of lust in them. How can he be so handsome and tempting? His hand caresses my butt, and I don't reject it. I put both arms around his neck instead, caressing his neck nape with my fingers. His lips come looking for mine, and we share a long, passionate, yet gentle kiss again. Once again, I'm losing myself in his embrace, addicted to the taste of his lips. I just can't seem to reject him, and I have no intention to. My inner wolf is just the same, excited by this alpha male and this intense night. Nathaniel's fingers run on my back, caressing my skin, reviving this fire. Desire sparks again between us like it's never really gone. He swiftly moves his hand to come touching my front, his hand taking care of my intimate parts. I gasp again, surprised by his moves. He comes kissing my neck again, nipping and playing with my skin under his lips, driving me crazy. "You're wet," he whispers to my ear. I blush. Even with my eyes closed, I can hear Nate's smile. I know he obviously doesn't mean the water, but why does he have to make this kind of pervy jokes? I want to protest, but before I can, he's moving my leg up, and the next second, I feel him in me. A melange of surprise and pleasure makes me cry out again. He chuckles and kisses my neck, moving to my cheek, and finally, my lips. After a second of getting used to the sensation, I put my leg around his and answer his kiss. He starts moving slowly, and Moon Goddess, it feels so good. I leave Nathaniel to set the pace, too immersed in my own sensations to decide anything for now. Oh, Moon Goddess! I breathe and gasp loudly, unable to hold it. I just can't, this is too much to feel already. My own body is drowning in this pleasure, and Nathaniel's movements are keeping me on edge. I hear his loud breathing too against my ear, he's feeling it also. Maybe it's because I already, earlier, but it feels twice as intense this time, and I start moaning before I know. I try to put a hand on my mouth to cover it, but Nate suddenly grabs my wrists and holds them above my head, against the wall, as he keeps moving vividly. I want to hear you. I want to hear your voice, he whispers as he keeps going. With no choice, I let it out as he fastens his rhythm, unable to hold it. Moon Goddess, my own voice echoes in my ears, and as if it wasn't enough, he starts kissing my neck again. I'm going crazy. It's like he's controlling me, keeping me in this state of insane pleasure. This sweet torture just goes on, giving me hell and heaven, and by all means, I just wish it won't stop. I wake up, completely confused. Where am I? I take a look around. This sweet. All of a sudden, the whole night comes back to me. Oh, Moon Goddess! That was freaking wild and intense. We did it 3. No, 4 times? Seriously, when did I become so crazed? No wonder my whole body feels sore. And this hellish headache, where does that come from? Not from 2 mojitos. Elena, you little. I almost jump, surprised by Daniel's yelling in my head. Great, now at least I know why my head feels like a drum. I sit up slowly on the bed, still barely handling my overall numbness. My whole lower part is throbbing, and I blush while remembering why. Holy crap! I look for my panties while Daniel keeps going. Are you kidding me? Do you have any idea how worried I was when I came home this morning, and you weren't there? And not answering your phone either. I spent 2 hours trying to mind link you and call you. Thank you for the headache. I probably am in no place to growl at him at the moment, but I don't care, I'm annoyed by his nagging and barely thinking straight. I need to find my clothes. While I turn around to look for them, my eyes fall on Nathaniel, still sleeping in the bed. He's sleeping on his stomach, his face turned toward the window, opposite to me. Even like this he looks so handsome. And he's still naked, too. That probably doesn't help. I avert my gaze from his sleeping figure and finally spot my skirt and bra on the floor. Silently, I get dressed up, ignoring Daniel at the same time. I have no idea what time is it, seems like it's barely dawn. I don't even remember falling asleep. The last I can remember is our 4th time, on the bed, Nathaniel's kisses on my. Okay, let's stop thinking about it before I die from embarrassment. Moon Goddess, I'm no virgin, so why do I have to get so red just by thinking about it? Let's just find this top. I finally find it and finish getting dressed, except for my heels I carry in my hand. Is it okay to leave like this? Maybe I should leave a note or something. That feels very cliché, though. It might have sounded right in a movie, but not here. Nathaniel did say it was only one night, anyway, so I should probably leave it at that, I guess. I take one last look at the man sleeping alone in that giant bed and leave the suite. It was a great night, for sure. I keep reminiscing as the elevator goes all the way down to the lobby. I put my heels back on before it reaches the first floor, but the memories of last night's kisses in this very elevator keep me distracted. It was idiotic and reckless to follow him, but I don't regret it one bit after all. As I walk across the reception hall, I actually feel great. It's not about my body, but I do feel a lot lighter. Like this one night washed all my worries away. So where are you anyway? On my way home, Danny. I'll be there in a moment, okay? I catch a taxi outside and ask him to take me back to the nightclub. It will be a small detour, but I need to retrieve the car, and my phone's in there too. Half an hour later, I'm finally parking in front of our residence. Danny is standing right there, wearing jeans and an old Metallica t-shirt of his, waiting for me with dark circles and an annoyed expression. I sigh and exit the vehicle, ready to face my best friend's anger. Hi, hi, hi? Is that all you have to say? Seriously, Elena, I was freaking out. You go out without even telling me, disappearing moon goddess knows where, and you only come back at 6 in the morning with a stupid hi? I really want you right now. I'm sorry, okay? I needed a timeout, and I forgot my phone in the car. Who gives a about the phone? We are freaking telepathically linked. Don't you go with the forgotten phone excuse. I understand his anger, but I wish he had waited until we are inside. I feel like we will have a couple of complaints coming in if he keeps being so loud on the parking lot at this hour. Thus, I quickly walk up to our apartment, with Daniel following me closely. When we're finally home, I land my stuff on the sofa and head for the kitchen. I need coffee, or juice, anything that can give me some energy. I feel horribly sluggish, and I probably could use a nap too. Okay, you better spill the beans before I bite you, girl. Where have you been? Growls Daniel. I went back to the rain, I sigh while pouring myself a cup. To the. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this was a shitty idea, Elena. Well, if that can make you feel better, I didn't even stay a full hour. Moon goddess, the strong smell of coffee is a blessing. Why do I feel like I'm not going to like whatever you're about to say next? He says with a grimace. He probably won't. But no matter what, Daniel is my best friend, and I hate hiding things from him. I sit on the couch, letting a sigh out before answering. I spent the night with Nathaniel Black. Daniel rolls his eyes and lets himself fall next to me. His reaction wasn't as bad as I thought. He sighs. Elena, I know, you're going to say it was a shitty idea. But it was just a one-night thing, Danny. I'm not seeing him again, and no one but you knows. I see him, hesitate, and he eventually gets up to pour himself a cup of coffee too. Guess he spent most of his night working at the lab. That also probably explains why he's not as heated as he could be. When he comes back to sit with me, he looks exhausted but calm. Elena, I get you needed to let go and have fun for a while, but I just wish you had done it some other way, and with someone else. That guy is dangerous, babe. And you've had your share of bad boys, I glare at him. Why did he have to mention that asshole now? Chapter 14. I can't believe my best friend. Of all things, why did he choose to remind me of my ex right now? This is so unfair. I throw a cushion at him, annoyed. Seriously, Danny? Why do you even have to mention that jerk? I just spent one night with a guy, that's it. It's not just one guy, Elena, we're talking about the brother of this city's Alpha King, and he's probably just as dangerous, he replies right back, frowning. This time I'm the one rolling my eyes. Why does my best friend have to act overprotective now? And I'm never seeing him ever again, Danny, okay? Seriously, it was a one-time thing, that's all it was, we made it clear from the beginning. He could have been any guy of Silver City, it would probably have been the same. And I'm not making the same mistake twice, Danny, I've learned my lesson, trust me. He stays silent for a while, considering me. I'm done mentioning my ex, he better not bring it up again. He takes a long sip, and I wish I knew what he's thinking. Daniel is my best friend, but sometimes, I can't decipher him. After a long minute, he sighs and puts his cup down on the table. All right, I get it. A one-night stand. Okay, babe, your call. Just promise me you are never seeing Nathaniel Black or going to that nightclub ever again. Promise me you won't go near his territory, babe. I sigh. I won't, Danny, I promise. I never intended to go there again after that anyway. I know what Danny is scared about, but that just won't happen. A single night between strangers, that's all it was. Seems like you had a good time. I blush. How could he read my mind right now? I growl, annoyed, but he shakes his head. Don't get mad at me, you're the one having dirty thoughts so early in the morning. So, you want to tell me about your wild night with Blondie? You do know you're blonde too, right? We bicker for a few minutes, but I end up telling everything to Daniel. Well, not the details, of course, but just enough for my best friend to have a general idea. He listens to me while preparing some breakfast for the two of us with whatever's in the fridge. I'm not really a good cook, and aside from a few family recipes, I'd rather leave the cooking to Danny. When I'm done talking, back to when I left the hotel, he brings me a bowl with a mix of fruits, cereals, and a bit of almond milk. You know, babe, that sounds like an awesome night, but are you sure that's all there was? He asks while sitting next to me, our knees touching. What do you mean? He sighs and takes a spoonful of his bowl. I've had my share of one-night stands, you know, and this doesn't sound like one. I mean, from my experience, men usually do their business quickly and go, especially one who says they don't want to get attached. But here, your guy took you to a suite, stayed the whole night, asked for seconds, was gentle and all, he owned this suite, for the reminder. And men are not all beasts, Danny. Besides, the S*X was really good, so doing it. Well, more than once was probably just about enjoying it. That's all. He shrugs and makes a smug face before filling his mouth again. Well, you were lucky then. The guy was a gentleman. Never happened to me. I feel a bit sorry hearing this. Daniel has one-night stands too, but I never saw him in a relationship that lasted longer than a couple of weeks. Of course, my best friend is the sweetest, most adorable guy of Silver City, but sadly, all he ever went out with always turned out to be jerks, stupid boys testing their curiosity or even married men. Moreover, Daniel is so busy with his studies, except for our Friday nights, he barely has any time to look for a companion. I just wish he would find his own man already, but I feel like he's half given up. Guess one heart can't take too many bruises. I put my hand on his knee. Come on, Danny, I bet we'll find you a nice man. The nicest, most committed guy in all Silver City. He scoffs. Thank you, honey, but that only happens in TV shows. Wait until you realize they were just testing the waters with you. This time, I give Danny a slap on his leg. He groans in protest, but I don't care. I won't take his pessimism today. Don't say that. There's got to be one gay gentleman out there for you, and we are going to find him. Tonight, we are going to Pepe's, and you get laid. He raises an eyebrow. Who are you, and what have you done to my babe? Get laid? Girl, one night with Black and you start talking like me. I laugh. Well, I do feel like I broke off a few barriers. I feel a lot better, enough to be the optimistic half of our pair for the day. You know what? Ditch your work for today. We clear our schedules, and we have fun, just the two of us. Elena, I have to go to the uni check on my experiments, and you have a whole bunch of bustling teenagers to train. You can call and ask for one of your colleagues to take over for one day, Danny. You spent the whole night working off. And the kids won't die from a day without training either. Come on, just for today. He opens and closes his mouth. I can tell he's tempted, so I give him a flicker of eyelashes and act cute while he's still hesitating. After a while, he smiles and takes out his phone. Yes. Silviana? It's Danny. Do you think you could do me a favor and... Oh, well, yeah. Really? Are you sure? Thank you, girl. I'll buy you lunch next week. See you. I have a bright smile on. Danny's off the hook and all mine today. I want to ask him what he wants to do, but before that, he hands me my smartphone. You call Chris and tell him to do a self-class with the kids. It's always better than having one of them tell your uncle you never showed up. I sigh and obey him, calling my cousin. Thankfully, Chris is already more than able to train himself, and so are most of my usual trainees. He laughs when I tell him about my plan to just enjoy myself with Danny today. I approve of that. Have a good day, you two, and don't worry about my dad. And with that, he hangs up. I smile at Daniel, but to my surprise, my best friend grabs my hand and takes me to my room. Without a word, he just pushes me on the bed and lays beside me. I'm not going anywhere before I take a long nap, he says before closing his eyes. And you could use one too. I laugh at his adorable yawning face, but he's not wrong. I only slept a couple hours at best last night. I sigh and close my eyes too, trying to ignore the volatile memories of blue eyes, a warm embrace, and a fancy sweet while finding sleep. A few hours later, as promised, Daniel and I are hanging out without a worry on our minds. We woke up right before lunch and decided to eat at home before heading to the heart of the White Moon territory. It's a beautiful sunny day like I love it, with the sun warming up my skin and shining in my hair. I'm glad I decided to wear my denim shorts and a simple off-shoulder white top to enjoy it twice as much. The Latino neighborhood is as lively as ever. I grew in those same colored streets, hearing the music coming from the windows, and all the mamas shooting to one another. Like all the other werewolf pups, I would run on the uneven stone paths to test my speed or escape the baker after we stole a couple of conchas. I know by heart all the corners where I could hide as a kid and the shortcuts from one place to another. I could walk around with my eyes closed, and recognize each shop only by their smell. Those people adopted me as if I had been born there like any of them. I know all the families living there, each person by their names. It never mattered where I came from, this was a place of immigrants anyway. Like we say here, your home is the place your heart settles in. Daniel and I walk around arm in arm, commenting on the shop stalls we love most or what childhood memories we have here and there. I'm trying to leave behind the remnants of last night as I walk with my best friend, but no matter what I do, flashbacks keep coming to me. The way he touched my skin. His voice in my ear. His warmth. His bright blue eyes, fixated on me, burning with desire. I shiver, and I'm not the slightest cold. What am I getting all heated up in broad daylight? Elena. I turn my head and see Daniel sigh. He's handing me a pretty box full of miniature seashells. I take it, trying to remember what he was saying. Thanks, I blatter, a bit ashamed. We stopped in front of one of those little cheap bazaar shops, where you can find pretty much anything for creation hobbies or kid activities like paint, colored paper, or glitter. You're welcome, but I was just asking if you think my mom could use it for her hobby stuff, he says while rolling his eyes. Oh, right, his mom Caroline makes jewelry out of these. She usually sells her creations online or to young girls and women of our neighborhood, and they are quite popular too. I already have a pair of necklaces and earrings she gave me. I nod, feeling a bit dumb. Totally. Didn't Caroline mention she was doing summer-themed ones last time? She did. Glad you were listening at that time. Babe, what were you thinking about? I mumble something, but my blushing pretty much gives me away. Danny pinches me, making me squeak loudly. Hey, that hurts. I'll do it again if you keep thinking about your dirty you-know-what with you-know-who again. Why does he have to blurt this out in the middle of the street? I growl at him, but he ignores me, pretending to pick some other materials. The shop owner, Maria, a young woman about our age, obviously heard him and is looking at me with a little smile. Great, the whole street is going to know about my activity last night. Now I'm really embarrassed. Suddenly, I hear someone's heavy steps running towards us. Elena. Elena, this time I'll definitely make you my mate. Ugh, moon goddess mother, not that I won't again, he'll never learn. Chapter 15. Elena, this time I'll win for sure and make you my mate. Next to me, Daniel whistles. Man, you're all fired up today. Like the 26 last times you tried, but hey, who's counting? Daniel may find this entertaining to watch, but this is really getting old. Will he ever give up with this stupid idea? I turn around to face Eric. Eric Solis is a big guy, a head taller than me, muscular and with broad shoulders. He is not the handsome type or ugly either, just your regular guy. But he does tend to talk loudly, and he would have a grizzly among his ancestors that I wouldn't be surprised. I cross my arms, annoyed already. Eric, you need to stop this now. Backing off already? I want a proper duel. I roll my eyes. He may not be smart, but he sure is one stubborn wolf. Since we met as teens, Eric has this stupid idea of making me his mate. I've rejected him countless times already, but he just doesn't take no for an answer. Hence, I once told him that I would never date a guy weaker than me, hoping that would make him give up considering our strength difference. Not only it didn't make him change his mind at all, now he is set on the idea of winning a duel against me. Eric, seriously drop it. You're a great guy, I don't want to fight you. Not great enough for you to accept me as your mate. So I want a duel to prove you I can do it. It's not about you, I don't want a mate. Not you, not anyone. Why are you so set on that stupid idea? I told you, I will make you my partner. You're the only one I will accept as my girlfriend. He blurts out. I'm exhausted with him. It's been years since he first blurted out that idiocy, when will he ever learn? Moreover, now a few other guys from the pack made up this whole competition thing about whoever will be able to win against me. And some are not hoping for something as innocent as dating me as a prize. Not only this is stupid, childish, and annoying, it's also another reason for my uncle to resent me. You may as well get this over quickly, babe. You know he isn't going to let go, sighs Daniel. I roll my eyes, but he's right. Come on, Elena! Yells Eric, getting impatient. I give up and nod, facing him. I don't even need to shapeshift to take care of this. My inner wolf is annoyed at him too. Who does he think he is? Becoming our mate? Ugh, no way. Eric jumps at me, but he's big and slow. I step aside at the last second, leaving him to fall face against the floor. Around us, some bystanders can't help but laugh at him. Seriously, Eric? If you're going to attack, do it seriously, I growl. He growls back and turns around to jump at me again. Honestly, Eric may be big and tall, he's slow and attacks blindly. I could leave him to get tired just by ignoring and dodging his attacks like this, but that would take a while, and I don't like that so many people are watching and laughing at him. He may not be the smartest of the pack, but he's still a good guy. When he attacks for the third time, throwing his fist forward, I bend over, jumping below his shoulder level, and throw a rotating kick right in his stomach. He loses his breath and struggles to get up, but I use this moment to get up and give him a punch in the solar plexus. My strength sends him a few steps back, and he collapses on his back, gasping for air. I sigh. Eric. I walk up to him, crossing my arms. I put my foot on his torso, making sure he stays down. Eric, you really lack some basics. Why do you keep doing this? You can't even touch me. He suddenly laughs, though his voice is hoarse, due to the pain. I know. But at least I make you notice me. You come right to my face to duel me, how am I supposed not to notice you? He keeps laughing again. How can he look happy when I just ridiculed him in the middle of the day? Strange guy. I take my foot off. You had enough for today. Yeah. That hurts, he whines, palping his torso. Of course, that hurts. Just put some ice on it, you'll have a bruise. And go get checked if it hurts again tomorrow. I sigh and turn around to join Danny, who is shaking his head while looking at Eric. Girl, that's why he keeps coming back. You're too nice to him. Eric is a good guy, Daniel, I can at least feel a bit bad for hitting him. He asked for it, babe. His problem, not yours. And with that, Daniel pushes me further down the street, leaving the defeated Eric behind us. If it weren't such a repetitive scenario, I would have probably felt worse about this. But anyway, he'll get back on his feet soon enough, I guess. Daniel takes me to a shop where he wants to buy some new CDs. He and I are the old-fashioned type, collecting CDs and vinyls of our favorite bands. The store is small but not empty, a couple of other people are there too. While Daniel goes to the 90s pop section, I decide to wander around the rock one. I like old English bands. Maybe I can find a good one to add to my dad's collection. Elena. I turn around. Bianca, a young girl from the group I usually train, is walking up to me with a smile. Hi, Bianca. What are you doing here? She shows me a pile of vinyl she gathered. I'm looking for new pieces for my mix. Oh right, she's an amateur DJ. I've heard her sets a couple of times at Pepe's nightclub. Not bad, though she might be going for a bit too futuristic style sometimes. Well, you can tell she's the new wave kind of girl, with her blue hair and piercings. Elena, did you go see Granny Reagan? What? I almost dropped the CD I was holding to face her. Wait, Granny Reagan is back. Bianca nods. She just came back this morning, I thought you knew. No. Where is she? Bianca frowns, trying to think. I saw her at the main house this morning, but she didn't stay long. She's probably at the pub, you know, the one that belongs to Henry? She said she wanted to drink. I can't believe that old hag is there and no one told me. I thank Bianca quickly and almost run to Daniel across the shop. We almost run into each other, but before he can protest, I yell first. Danny, old Reagan is in town. WH. What? That old hag? Since when? He asks while putting the records he had in hands back. This morning. Come on. We both run out of the shop, and head north of the territory. Henry's pub is only a few meters away. I can't believe I almost missed her. Reagan is an old woman who left our pack many years ago. She hates to talk about it, so no one but the elders really knows what happened for her to leave. The only thing I know is that she had a big fight with the former Alpha, nothing else. Now she lives on her own, like a wild wolf most of the time. However, she comes back from time to time when she misses a real bed and food. She's a grumpy old lady that complains a lot and doesn't like anyone. She doesn't have any family left in the pack, and only a couple of friends who can endure her constant bad mood. To me, however, Granny Reagan is much more than that. She's the one who brought me to Silver City and the White Moon Clan, almost 18 years ago. I reach the bar after a few minutes of running across the streets, Danny right behind me. When we enter the bar, Henry the barman and owner of the place raises his head. IDs. Oh, come on Henry, you've known us since we were pups. Sighs Daniel. Ignoring them, I walk straight to the old woman by the window. She is drinking a pint of local beer. She looks exactly like in my memory. Disheveled grey hair, worn-out leather clothes, and bright green eyes. When she sees me, she rolls her eyes. You again? Hi, Granny Reagan, I say while sitting at her table. Don't call me that and don't sit here, kid. I don't move an inch, and even better, Daniel comes to sit right next to me. She rolls her eyes again and grumbles something very unpolite before taking a huge gulp of her beer. It's been a while, I say. Why didn't you tell me you had come back? Because if I did, you would come here pester me with your annoying questions, kid. I growl. Old hag. Henry brings us 2 beers, and Daniel hands him a bill. But I really don't care about it for now. I cross my arms, staring right at the old woman. You know what I want to know. I already told you, I forgot, she says while avoiding my eyes. I still don't believe you. She swears again, pissed. I don't know why she lies every time about this, but I won't let go. I come closer to her on the table. Why won't you tell me? I ask. I already told you a lot, kid. Now stop asking. No, it's not enough. You only said you found me and brought me here when I was about 3, but you never tell me anything else. Why? I want to know where you found me, Reagan, so I can go there and look for my birth parents. I said no, kid. You have parents here. My parents had an accident a few months ago, Reagan. Right after the last time you left. She puts her beer down, looking shocked. What? Car accident, explains Daniel. Elena's mom didn't make it. And, my dad's in the coma, Reagan. The old woman looks stunned, looking at me in disbelief. Holy Goddess Mother, she whispers. No one told me. I saw your uncle earlier, he didn't tell me. Well, he doesn't talk about it at all, says Daniel with a snort. I stay silent, as Granny Reagan looks sincerely overwhelmed by the information. I'm not even surprised about my uncle not saying anything. He avoids the topic half of the time and pretends he doesn't hear when someone brings it up. She sighs, scratches her head, and drinks more beer. Poor people. Those good kids. I can't believe your uncle. Xavier will hear me when I get back. Granny Reagan, you can scold my uncle all you want, but first, answer me, please. You really don't want to tell me anything about my birth parents? You stubborn little. I'll keep saying what I said, they are dead. And I found you in the north, that's all I can say. You've been living in the wild for years now, don't tell me you can't remember where you found a 3-year-old girl, Reagan, you have to know. What is it that you want to hide? I yell, annoyed. Chapter 16. I've always known that this woman knows a lot more than what she's willing to say. For some reason, I have to argue hours before she ever tells me anything about anything she knows about me before she brought me to the pack. Why does she have to make my birth such a secret? I know there's a lot more than what she says. I heard her talk to my parents. She said they had to hide me no matter what, and never tell me the truth. What truth? Why is there always so much foam in this? I can't believe she's complaining about her beer in the middle of this. I growl, but Daniel puts his hand on my shoulder, whispering me to calm down. Granny Reagan, Elena's almost 21 now. Whatever it is you're hiding from her, isn't it time she knows now? If her dad doesn't wake up, you will be the only one left who knows about her birth secrets. What if you don't come back after that? I have a hard time holding back my anger, but Daniel's words might be more efficient than mine. Though nothing frightens me more than the idea of my dad never coming back. For a while, Reagan stays silent, looking at her beer with a strange expression. I exchange a glance with Daniel, hoping this time she will talk. But after a long wait, Reagan suddenly burps very loudly. What? I knew this beer was not good, she growls while looking at her cup. After a second of consternation, I start yelling. Are you kidding me? You old hag! Is this a joke to you? We're talking about my family here. They are gone, kid. Now stop yelling, you're going to give me a headache, I don't care. All you do is drink all day when you come here. Can't you help me a little? I've spent most of my life trying to figure out who I was. And now you come here, you have all the answers, and you burp at my face? You old WH. Suddenly, she frowns, looking angry for the first time, and glares right at me. Don't you dare call me that, Elena. What? Old WH? Is that worse than old hag? You have no idea what WHES are, so don't you dare, I'll call you old witch if I want to. Old WH. You little runt. We keep yelling at each other. Between us, Daniel sighs while looking at his beer. The level of this conversation has dropped to sadly shallow and childish. Ladies, shut up, Louis. Elena, come out with me. You little pest. Suddenly growls Reagan. Elena, don't, whispers Daniel. But it's too late, I'm already pissed and up on my feet. I follow Reagan outside, driven by my anger. As Danny said, this is childish and stupid, but I don't give a. I'm tired of being in the dark, and Reagan is just playing with me. Once outside, she takes off her used leather jacket. She might be old, but she's still in quite a good shape. Is she 50, 60? Hard to tell. Anyway, this won't be a pleasant moment, she looks really pissed now. After all, she was my teacher. And indeed, half an hour later, I'm on my arse, exhausted, with a burning cheek and bruises all over. My whole body is aching. Reagan, however, is still standing there, looking calm now. What's this? Is that all you can do? Did I train you for nothing all this time? She growls. You're a monster, Granny. Elena is still the best fighter of our pack, says Daniel, looking sorry for me. Then you're a whole bunch of weaklings. I knew she's always been crazy strong, but I never thought that old hag could still be good enough to beat me so quickly. I wipe off a bit of blood from my lips. The worst thing is, I know she went easy on me. When I was younger, she would make me fight until I couldn't stand up anymore or passed out. Everyone in the pack thought I was naturally strong, but whatever natural skill I had as a child, Reagan definitely sharpened it by teaching me how to fight all those years. She puts her jacket back on, still rumbling. Where is this clan going? So weak. Is Clark lazy now? Dogs, Granny, if the Alpha hears you, says Daniel. So what? Let him come to me. That runt could use a lesson too. He needs teaching about manners. I massage my shoulders. Reagan is precisely like that. At war with the whole world, and happy to growl after anyone. She takes out a cigarette and lights it up. Like this, with her long waves of grey hair and her leather outfit, she looks like some old biker lady. I wonder if she still has her old bike stored somewhere. I've always admired her, as my mentor, but I still don't know much about that woman who taught me pretty much everything about being a wolf. Sometimes, I wonder if Reagan doesn't only come back to Silver City because she feels some responsibility towards me. Since the day she brought me here, whenever she comes back, she never looks for me, but we always see each other at least once somehow. I know she used to see my parents a lot when I was young. After that, she became a sort of my mentor, teaching me how to fight, hunt, become one with my inner wolf. She never acted kind or gentle towards me. There was always this distance between us, so I never considered her as family. Only as my mentor, my teacher. Why did you teach me? She looks at me, surprised by my question. What do you mean? Why did you become my teacher? I could have been raised like the other pups, taught how to fight with the rest of the pack. You could have left me and never come back. But you came back, and insisted on being the one to teach me how to do all this, how to be a werewolf. Why? She clicks her tongue, something she does when she's annoyed. She takes out her cigarette and crushes it under her boot. After looking at me for a while, she sighs. I made a promise to watch over you, kid. I'm not one to go back on my words. A promise? To whom? Now stop asking questions. I'm done. She turns around and leaves. I want to ask more, a lot more, but this stubborn woman won't stop, and to be honest, I'm too exhausted to run after her. I sigh. Daniel walks up to me, giving me a hand to help me get up. She was almost nice this time. But girl, those bruises will remain a couple of days. Who cares? I can't believe she still won't talk to me. Well, at least it's good to know she still comes back. It's been what, 2 years since last time? Asks Danny. 20 months or so, yeah, I sigh. This promise. She never mentioned it before, did she? I shake my head. That one's a first. Question is, who did she promise this to? To my real parents? Or to the ones who adopted me? Someone else? I sigh while massaging my neck. When will she ever tell me the truth? Daniel helps me walk back to the apartment, where I indulge myself in a cold bath. Meanwhile, I keep thinking about this whole secrecy around my birth. In 20 years, everything I know about it comes from Reagan or my adoptive parents. And it's not much. I was found wandering in a forest when I was around 3, alone and famished. Reagan brought me to the White Moon clan, where Clark, the lead alpha, gave consent for my dad to adopt me. Reagan left right after I came to live with the Whitewoods, and only came back 5 years later, when she started her ruthless training. That's it. If this is all of it, why do I remember nothing of this forest? Whenever I try to think about a forest, nothing comes to mind. Actually, it even feels wrong. I don't even know how to explain it, I just know this forest thing is a lie. I tried going to the North Forest a few times. But aside from memories of my training there with Reagan, nothing else ever came back to me. Moreover, when I was around 10, I found a box my mom kept in the bottom of her wardrobe. After asking a lot, she finally revealed this box contained everything I had on me when Reagan found me. The box was almost empty, actually. It only had 2 things, a blood-stained dress for a child and a necklace. I get out of the bath, grab a towel, and walk up to my room. Rummaging the mess under my bed, I finally put my hands on the tiny box. I took it from my mom's bedroom after the accident to keep it with me. I take a deep breath and open it. My old dress is there, as usual. Still white and red. The smell is faded, other the years, but anyone could recognize blood. The only thing I could recognize from this dress even back then was Reagan's smell. After all, she carried me while I was wearing it. I leave the dress where it is, and grab the little box laying on top of it. It's a simple jewelry box I found. But when I open it, my most precious belonging is right there, shining as always. A gold necklace, with a thin chain, and a unique pendant. It's a golden sun pendant, with diamonds. But the biggest mystery is the inscription on the back of the sun. It's written so small I had to use a magnifying glass to actually read it. To my sunshine, G. Who is G? I keep staring at it, as clueless as always. Why did I have this necklace on me? Is it even mine? Who would call me a sunshine? Isn't it odd to even compare a werewolf to the sunshine? We are creatures of the moon. Chapter 17. Babe. Daniel found me, sitting in the middle of my messy room while staring at this unique necklace. Unlike the dress, the sun necklace feels strangely familiar whenever I look at it. As if I had seen it a lot before. What are you thinking about? He asks. That I wish this old hag talked more. I can't believe she still won't say a thing, Daniel sighs and scratches his goatee. She probably has her reasons. So did your parents, babe. Question is, what was that reason? What did they have to protect me from? I keep thinking, but I guess the answer won't just fall from the sky. Gosh, this is so enervating. Daniel puts an arm around my shoulder, comforting me. Hey, Elena, you'll find out eventually. Okay, babe. You know, I don't care where you come from. Even if you turn out to be some weird alien. I laugh a bit. Danny and his thing for sci-fi movies. Anyway, you're my babe, my bestie, okay? You can always count on me. I'm there. I smile at him. I love my Danny. He's always been there for me. When we were kids, when we were teens, and now. I know he'll never ever let me down. He knows how scared I am for my dad, how badly I want to know who I really am, how messed up I am inside. I sigh and hug him back. If it weren't for Danny, I would be a wreck right now. I might not even be there at all. Alright, who was going to take me to Pepe and get me laid? My turn to get a guy, says Danny, suddenly excited. I sigh and show him my arm. Danny, I'm full of bruises. I'm not sure I can go out looking like that. Hell to that. Put on your purple jumpsuit, I'll take care of the rest, he says while getting up after putting a kiss on my head. I obey and get dressed as he said. Indeed, this one's length covers down to my ankles, but it's still quite low-necked and not hiding the purple spots on my arms. However, it turns out Daniel has a solution for that too. After a few minutes and with a bit of foundation, most of my bruises have disappeared. Now I just have to make sure not to accidentally stain my overall with it. I grab a few bracelets that his mom made, the bohemian style that complements my outfit. Daniel is all dressed up too, in a shirt and tight pants that enhance his thin legs. I slap when he walks past me. Hey, pretty booty, I say with a laugh. Stop it. I laugh at his outraged expression. For someone who always talks so bluntly, Daniel can be such a prude. I love to tease him like this. He doesn't like to let it show, but he's such a romantic at heart. He secretly reads mushy stories, and he's the first one to cry when we watch a soapy movie. Alright, tonight I'll find a good guy for my Danny. While putting my hair up, I try to think of some mental criteria I should keep in mind. Danny loves tall guys, the muscular hunk type, preferably Latino. He's crazy for Spanish accents. You ready, babe? I nod, and we both exit our flat headed to Pepe's nightclub. It's a small one, but the most famous downtown. Notably, a hot spot for good Latino music and dancing. Daniel and I ventured there before we were even in the age to, and have always loved this place since. A lot of the patrons are regulars, hence, we see a few familiar faces in the queue. Some friends from our pack come to say hi, but as we enter the nightclub, I suddenly feel a strange sensation of disappointment overcome me. I know this place almost by heart, so why do I find myself comparing it with the rain right now? I follow Danny, looking around, looking for someone who has no reason to be there. I'm stupid, alright. No way a black brother would get lost in a small nightclub of the Latino district. I feel stupid for being so disappointed. What the heck am I thinking right now? This is supposed to be our fun night. I go ahead of Danny to order myself some cosmopolitan to the barman. Daniel goes for a caper and ha, one of his favorites. By the time our drinks are ready, the place is rapidly crowded. I don't recognize the DJ, but he looks young, probably a newbie. Pepe lets the young ones start the night, as usual. Daniel is already moving his feet in sync with the music, but I'm not really in the mood yet. I don't even pay attention to the mix playing. I'm just looking around, with that little, silent hope of finding a pair of sky blue eyes. Elena. Daniel's pinch on my arm makes me jump. WH. What? I ask, a bit ashamed. You've got to be kidding me. Really? Snap out of it, girl. I was not, oh, shut it. It's no use lying to Danny, he knows me by heart. Instead, I avoid his glare by diving my lips in my glass of Cosmo, hoping I'm not blushing like a tomato. He's right, he's right. I'm stupid, and I need to snap out of it, for sure. I sigh. Alright, found anyone you fancy? I ask, in a desperate attempt to change the subject. I'll look as soon as I know I can take my eyes off you. Elena, you forget you know who right here and right now. Come on, the nightclub is full, just go dance with some dude. The nightclub is full for sure, but about 2/3 of its population right now is most likely gay. It's Pride Month, and as George said, Pepe's Club is the perfect place for the community to celebrate that. Indeed, I spot a lot of same couples cuddling, and rainbows proudly displayed or worn here and there. But before I can even say a thing, Daniel puts me in the arm of the first person he sees. The guy, a bit surprised, laughs and makes me spin. He's got curly brown hair, round glasses, a cute denim romper and sure enough, a warm smile. I smile back by reflex, and sure enough, start dancing with him. I see Daniel give me a wink from the bar before he steps off and joins the crowd. All right, I should have some fun. Tommy, as my partner introduces himself, is not really good, but sure enough, he's really nice and here to enjoy himself. His boyfriend joins us a couple of minutes later, and we keep having fun a bit longer, more of their friends joining our little dance. I'm having fun and lets the beat wash away all thoughts about a particular blondie. The last notes of Con Calma are mixed with those of a new song, a Latino romantic song, clearly a couple thing. It's my chance to walk out, excusing myself to retreat all the way to the bar and take a break. Moon Goddess, I'm exhausted but feeling alive. Where is Danny? Elena. I turn around. It's Bianca, the girl from earlier. She's holding a large glass in her hand, and I immediately frown. She's freaking underage. But seeing my expression, she shakes her head and shows me her drink for me to try. It's just orange juice. I'm only here to mix, Pepe is letting me do the next set. Sure enough, it doesn't smell like alcohol. I nod, and Bianca sighs in relief. I'm still her trainer, and older than her in the pack. I could have made her exit the club if I decided to. But I'm not the type to be so strict. She takes a sip of her glass and looks around. You're alone. She yells to be heard despite the crowd and music. Danny's there too. I don't know where. I answer. Oh, I think I saw him too. Dancing. With a big guy. Well, that would be good news. I try looking for him again, but with the crowd, and that weird purple lighting, it's hard to tell anyone apart. Bianca puts her fingers on my knee to get my attention. By the way, is it true? She asks. What? About the meeting? With the blood moon? What meeting is she talking about? With the blood moon? Why would we even meet with them? Our Alpha and the King, the black older brother, don't even see eye to eye. I shake my head, confused. What are you talking about? I heard it just before coming. Iris said they want to meet with Clark. The Black Brothers. Where is this coming from? Bianca, seeing my confusion, shrugs. She just overheard my cousin talking about it at the main house today. Why now? This timing is so weird. If the Black Brothers come here, to our territory, then that means I might see him again. Moon Goddess, this is only a rumor, right? Iris often overhears stuff like this from my uncle, but that doesn't mean it's true, after all. I empty my glass in one go under Bianca's surprised eyes. You okay? She asks, a bit confused. Yet. Where is Danny? I saw him near the entrance, on the left side. But, Elena, I'm okay, Bianca. Have fun mixing, I'll listen. She's obviously a bit confused by my attitude, but she just nods obediently. Meanwhile, I get off the chair and try to go the direction she indicated. It's only a few meters away, but I have to walk across the crowd of dancers, and the song playing is a bit wilder, so I have to be careful not to get hit by an elbow or a hand. But honestly, my thoughts are elsewhere. What's wrong with me? I promised Danny. Even if he comes by, that doesn't mean anything. A one-night thing, Elena, one night only. Get your ideas straight, girl. Did I drink too fast? I feel a bit dizzy as I stumble among the dancers. After a while, I finally spot Daniel, standing against a pillar, and he's not alone. A super tall guy is facing him, but I can't see the guy's face. I suddenly hesitate. Daniel's obviously busy flirting. He's extra close with the tall guy, and I recognize when he does his flirtatious eyes. He's got one hand on the guy's shoulder, one on his torso. The guy's hand on his waist, too. Those two look good together, almost like a couple. A couple obviously playing. Their faces are so close, from a wrong angle you could think they're kissing. What do I do? No. Daniel didn't notice me, too busy with his current partner to see me. Do I even need to tell him? It's not confirmed yet. And if it turns out to be true, and Daniel knows, he will probably prevent me from doing something stupid. Yes, something stupid. Am I overthinking? Probably. Even if I see Nate again, it's nothing. Right? He said one night, it's over. I look around me, feeling lost and a bit lonely in this crowd of dancers. I sigh and decide to step out. I don't want to bother Danny with my stupid ideas. I take a few steps outside, breathing in. I feel better to be out. It's a bit cooler, and there's no crowd either. I look at the line of people waiting to get inside. Everyone's here to have fun, yet here I am, thinking about an impossible scenario, all worked up because of a few words. Babe. I turn around. Daniel just came out too, followed by his love interest of the night. The guy is even taller than I thought now that I see him up close. And he's not Latino, more like mixed. He looks kind, with big dark green eyes and a soft smile. Sorry, I just needed some fresh air. You should have stayed inside, Danny. I was worried, I saw you leave. I'm fine, babe. He doesn't really trust me, making his suspicious face. So I turn my attention to the big boy next to him. Hi, I'm Elena. Boy on. Nice to meet you. Boy on. I repeat. Yeah, but you can call me Bobo. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.